All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is The Garage, humanity's last podcast. I'm your host, John Quackenbush, and with me is one of my favorite people in the world, Brendan Quackenbush.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you
And
were
thanks.
Dan.
I'm just going sequentially here in a row.
Yep,
And
yep,
also
yep.
my other favorite person in the world, Dan Townsend. Thank you
Can't
for.
have two
Hello,
favorites.
everybody.
That's not how favorites work.
It's true, but
I'm sorry to not have any enthusiasm when we were listening to that intro theme song. It just makes me sad.
Yeah. It's sad. I like our matching outfits tonight. Can I just say
Yep.
this was
green.
Yeah,
you
like-
guys really go together.
it's
It's
no,
true.
you know what though? It's sequential. It's
It
like
is.
darker, a little lighter, and then
Yeah,
like
but
a little bit. It goes
Inside
from green
his
to blue.
plaid is your color.
Yeah, but
It's
it
like
go, I
perfect.
think it goes from green to blue. You know, you're more on the blue.
I feel like we're like swatches and we're going
Yeah,
paint shopping.
Yeah,
You know?
put us up
Yeah.
against the wall, and which one? This one or this one?
No, I need more of a pattern.
Yeah,
This one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Sometimes you need the movement.
One of my favorite shirts.
You never mentioned that last time.
I wasn't wearing it
Yeah.
last time.
Definitely didn't mention it last time.
I actually
don't,
forgot about it. I have so many favorite shirts.
That's not, guys. That's not how favorites work. You can't have many favorites.
That's not true because I have a favorite T-shirt. I have a favorite button-down
Yeah, but you-
shirt. I have a favorite polo shirt.
Okay,
I have a favorite
no, that's fair. I didn't think of
sweater. That's technically a shirt.
that. Oh, yeah, sweater shirt. That's a sweatshirt. Yeah.
Oh,
What is a sweatshirt?
too.
But a sweater shirt.
Everybody's got a favorite
Sweater.
hoodie.
Hoodie.
Yeah.
A hoodie is different than a sweatshirt, though.
100%.
This is a sweatshirt.
I don't own any sweatshirts
Like this?
I've recently got into them.
without
I
a
don't
hoodie.
I don't really love wearing these. I like a hoodie.
More of a hoodie guy.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like these aren't.
I like the
Robust.
pockets. I like the
Yeah,
pockets.
Pockets
yes,
are nice.
Yeah, yeah.
It gives
good
you.
stuff.
It gives the back of your neck just a little
Yeah.
bit of like if it's like a cold breeze, you can kind of pop that hoodie.
Yep.
Cowl. Yeah.
You know, but you know it looks good. I love that sweatshirt. You showed a camera, everybody. The tell us where you got that sweatshirt, Brandon.
Got it off Etsy. Somebody on Etsy was selling them.
Mm-hmm.
I got it for, I think, one of our Christmases. You know, we came, I think it was a Christmas where Ryan protested his neighbor
Because of the Krampus.
over the Krampus thing. Avery loves Krampus. So it's like, that was just funny to me. So we got those Krampus shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also got this to put on after because I didn't want to offend Ryan for too long.
Oh come on.
Okay, I don't care about Ryan. It was Will and Luna that I didn't want to.
Yes.
Because they came in and saw it with Krampus and they were like,
Triggered.
and then they were okay though. It wasn't that bad. It was
Sometimes you got to face your fears.
yeah, face your
know?
fears, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like Avery's t-shirt joke.
Which is what was a T-shirt joke?
All right, this is not my joke. I need to preface this because this joke sucks. It's what did one t-shirt say to the other t-shirt?
Oh yeah, you said this one. The
I don't know.
Face your fears, bro. Avery and Kate love that joke, and I don't get it.
Face your fears.
It's just like
Yeah, I don't know.
I get it. It's just like it's okay.
Oh, you get
What
it?
did one
Explain it.
T-shirt?
It's just like two people talking.
Yeah, it sucks.
that
okay.
gave me no clarification.
Look, Avery.
Well, I mean, it's
so
like-
Avery's 14. She made this joke up when she was 6. She made this. This was an Avery made joke.
It was
Oh,
like
not good.
last week his geese joke. Did you say that on when we were live?
the
Yeah.
podcast?
Oh yeah. The one
Classic.
side and the other.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
shit! A
great
talking muffin.
Yeah.
I love that joke.
It's a great joke. I don't remember where I heard it the first time though. Who said that?
Mark
heard of
Mark
it.
says it a lot.
What's that whole joke? Is that one of those jokes where it's like, holy shit, a talking muffin? Like, can't
Well,
believe it's a
that's the
talking muffin.
punchline.
There's two muffins. In
Probably a
pan.
dozen muffins.
And one muffin turns to the other muffin after they're put in the oven. He says, "Hey, it's getting kind of hot in here, don't you think?" And the other muffin goes, "Holy shit, a talking muffin!"
Yeah.
Yeah. There's two fish in a tank, and one looks at the other and says, "How do you drive this thing?"
That's funny.
Yep.
That is a good one.
There's a Russian one that's roughly translated to a wolf is walking through the forest, and it comes upon a great blue whale, and it says to the whale, "Hey, aren't you supposed to be in the ocean?" And the whale says, "Yeah." It's called. I think it's the style of
What-
that
yeah,
humor is
what-
called
what-
it's an anti-joke because
Yes.
you're thinking it's going to be funny.
What is the specific name of that type?
I
of
think
joke?
it's an anti-joke.
Can somebody
is-
put
is what it
that
is.
somewhere in the
Is
comments?
that what they're calling jokes that just aren't funny?
It's intentionally not.
It's like supposed to be
an
funny
Anthony
because it's like-
Jeselnik,
yeah.
like an Anthony Jeselnik. Yeah. Oh, he's got to find a new video. We're gonna put a little time out here while we're waiting. We're gonna listen to "Navigator" by John Quackenbush.
By the Elements.
By who? The Elements.
The Elements.
Yes, sorry. This is the Elements page. This is John Quackenbush, and this is Blind Truth. Guitar sounds great.
Yeah.
Singing sounds like dog water.
Yeah,
I don't think it was that bad.
It's pretty bad.
that was actually one of Ryan's, who I was in a band with, my brother, Ryan. One of my favorite vocal performances of his. And it's actually based on the 1980s Disney movie, The Flight of the Navigator.
Oh, wow.
Classic movie. And if you watch the, I think we actually got a video on YouTube you can watch. I grabbed different clips from like trailers and stuff and pieced it together as like a compilation. And it tells the story narratively. The Flight of the Navigator. Ryan was pretty accurate with the lyrics.
Are you in there playing the guitar?
No,
Oh,
there's no performance.
I'm not going to turn in.
That's why I forget.
Yeah, I'm not-
My guitar is in the song though. So, where were we? What were we talking about?
Anti-jokes.
Yes, it reminded me of just a funny anecdote. I've been working on a flamenco impression, and Tara told me that I had to stop. It was driving her nuts, but
Okay.
I had to put my foot down.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, I think I stepped on that delivery a little bit, but
Nice.
yeah, I'm not a joke teller. Do you think we're born with personalities, or do you think that they develop over time based on the circumstances? That
100% developed.
I think it's kind of both, though, right? Because I know a lot of siblings who are profoundly different, and they've been raised the exact same way.
That's a good point.
So when it comes to like nature versus nurture, I think both play a part,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think just for me and my brother, for instance, it's me and my brother are pretty different people.
I would say.
We were both adopted. You know, it's not like my dad and mom treated him any different than me, other than like, well, they didn't try to get rid of Liam, but they kept trying to reverse my adoption, but that had nothing to do with. So I don't think, you know, I think that they both play a part,
Yeah.
you know, where
Would you say it's like a 50-50?
that's tough.
Because I think we all have things that we're predisposed to.
It's probably like a 70-30 or like 60-40
In favor of
of
nurture?
nature.
Nature.
I think.
Really?
Yeah,
No,
I think
So you're saying your genes plot the path that you're going to walk on no matter what.
ish
70% of the time.
ish. I think they lead a hard factor. You know, like
Like me, I'm just naturally good at everything.
yeah,
So is that because I was born that way, or is it just because I practiced getting good at things?
yeah, really good. Best softball player I've ever seen. yeah. Didn't go well.
That did it.
Shows up full Mets.
Everybody
attire.
has a bad day.
You weren't there for that, were you, Dan?
No, I heard the story.
Dude, full Mets attire too, which is the worst part. Just like the pants, the jersey, the belt,
It's funny.
the cleats.
I was 30 years old, and I decided I hadn't played baseball since Little League. And I worked with a guy who was good enough to be in the Houston Astros, like minor league, like borderline getting called up to the show kind of player.
Yep.
And he played in the over 30 men's baseball league. It was called Roy Hobbs. And I was like, oh man, I really want to do it. I think I can do it. Because I've been throwing a baseball with my buddy on my glove. It's like, man, you know, I think I could play baseball. And I hadn't played since Little League. And I remember, you know, obviously the softball, I did not go well, but picture actually trying to hit a baseball.
Oh yeah.
And I had never seen a curveball before.
Nope.
And the very first one, my knees buckled. And it was probably like the worst curveball that's ever been thrown. And I had no chance.
But were you wearing this Mets uniform, or was this different?
I'm a Mets fan, so of course I'm going to wear a
So
Mets
you
shirt.
were. This is the first time you wore a full Mets uniform.
I don't know that I had a full, I wasn't wearing a full Mets. I probably had a Mets t-shirt on.
No, it was full. And everybody get in the comments for this, because there are people that were there that watched this channel.
It's sort
My
of like-
dozen of fans of my dozen of fans that were there,
And I appreciate how this is
there
taking
were
a turn
6 of them that were there.
to shitting on me. But I will say that
There were 2 things that are true in life. John wore a full Mets outfit to strike out at his own bachelor party, and Mark slapped horse.
that's true.
It did.
That did happen.
It wasn't a statue.
But also, what will happen when you hear the stories, especially from people like Ryan or my uncles, is sort of like when people go fishing and they talk about the big fish they caught,
Yeah.
and it's always much bigger than the reality it was. So really, I might have struck out once or twice. I mean, it happens. But I also,
We went walking back to the house, and John stayed there. He's like, I'm going to work on my swing a little bit. And he was working.
you know why that didn't work? Because Ryan was pitching to me, and one pitch would be up here,
Oh, yeah.
and another
You know
pitch
what?
would be down here. Another one would be like 6 feet off the plate, and of course, I gotta, get swing it.
T-ball really does, and like softball with Avery, very much is tough before like 8U
Mm.
because
Yeah.
it is coaching pitched. So you have to, as a coach, there is nothing. You think you can just soft toss from 15 feet? There's nothing more embarrassing than just sucking, trying to soft toss a softball.
Have you done that? Have you had that issue?
Yeah, it's a little tough. Sometimes you get it. The key is that a lot of people don't get for softball is like they try to really soft toss it for these kids, and the problem is there's so much movement on that ball.
Going down, yeah.
You really gotta you gotta give it a good pitch where it's on a line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll hit it more. So that was like the big thing, is that you see these guys pitch, and they really try to soft toss it to give it to them.
That's real. That's harder.
Yeah,
it's
you
way
got
harder.
you really have to put it on a line to the.
We used
the
to,
catcher.
but I played in like a corporate league.
What do they call it?
softball.
High pitch softball? When
Yeah,
they-
slow pitch.
Well, it's a slow pitch
when
technique,
they're-
though.
When it's going way up.
Yeah, it's a slope. You can.
We
do that
would
in slow
do
pitch.
that in our we like every once in a while. Like you throw, you had to have like within a range, like 10 feet off the ground minimum and so on. So you do that most of the time, and then every once in a while you throw one a little bit higher, and nobody ever hit it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Except the guys at the like the landscaping crew or the pizza shop boys. Like you got no chance of like tattooing it. Other ex baseball players, like 6'5",
Yep.
just like creaming the ball. We had no chance. Anywho, what do you guys think is hiding in the dark?
Hiding in the dark?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, there's a
do
lot
you,
of
do you ever
animals.
like you're walking somewhere and you feel like you're being watched? Kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Always
Something.
animals.
Yeah.
I'm an Avery. Got into it. Is cryptids.
What's the cryptid?
Cryptid is like
Skin changer?
Skinwalker's one of them.
Ooh,
You
just
got,
like X Files, kind of like.
Skinwalker, Wendigo, the Rake. Anything like that.
Slender
Sam
Man?
Squanch, Slender Man, yeah.
Man Squanch?
Chupacabra, Sam Squanch.
Oh, Sam
That's a
Squanch.
Sasquatch. Things like that.
That would be
are-
Sasquatch's
that's a-
name,
yeah,
Sam Squanch.
Sam Squanch. that's a cryptid. So that's I don't know. There's always I work outside on storms for my job,
Mm.
and we frequently get caught overnight. So we'll work from 2 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's just the way our shift works out. So a lot of that in the winter, a lot of that's dark.
Yeah.
We're in the pitch black. And then what do they give you? Off-road stuff. So now we're off-road, 3/4 of a mile off-road. We've walked in with all of our, we're carrying tools. We're carrying, any conductor, anything like that. And we're all carrying it in, and I'll help out the guys. I don't always do it because I'm fat. And I don't want to take a union man's job. That's why. That's what I tell them. But really, it's because I'm fat. And but I'll go out there and hang out with them just to not. It gets boring sitting in your truck all day, and it hurts. It's not comfortable.
Now
So,
you need a chair for like a bad back.
yeah, the bad back store. They should make a car seat that drops in any car. But we'll be out there, and then you hear some spooky noises out there. And granted, is it like it's probably a fox? Because foxes make horrifying
Something.
They are
noises.
the worst, or
It's-
coyotes are like
Coyotes, the
bloody
coyote noise is scary, but foxes make like similar to like
Somebody getting strangled.
similar to like a cougar noise,
Yeah.
where it's like a woman screaming. They sound like kids screaming and stuff, and a lot of people misattribute that to like fisher cats. They'll say like fisher cats scream
Yeah.
terrible. Fisher cats don't make noise. That's a fun fact. You
How
can
do you
fact
know?
check that
How do you know?
because it's a fact check. Fact check me. Get in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm
Do
not.
they?
everybody. Google that for us.
Yeah, they do not.
And if you can find out what sound they make, type out
Yeah.
best you
Yeah.
can phonetically the sound that it is in the comments.
It's an onomatopoeia. So, we hear a lot of weird shit in the woods, and then I'll find myself having to, after they're doing stuff, we have to inspect, say we finish this pole that's broken. Well, the rest of the line you have to check too, because that might not be the only area that's down.
Of course not.
So, if
Gotta go
I'm
further
out
in.
there while they're working, I'm going to patrol that line.
By
If it-
yourself.
yeah. And if it goes off road, let me tell you.
Yeah, but you
dude,
get a flashlight, right?
what is a flashlight going to do?
No,
No,
nothing,
really.
but you can still see.
Yeah, sometimes can't see the thing that's going to drop on you. So I'm out
Sad.
there walking, and again, now I'm like a mile off road and right away, and it's always
You're not just going to
creepy.
be like, oh, I have a flashlight. I'm not going to use it.
No, I would use the flashlight.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah, but it's like a cone of light, and
Yeah,
then what's
yeah,
off the
yeah.
cone you can't see.
and there's just noise and the twigs snapping
Yeah.
and shit going on,
Yep.
and it spooks the hell out of me.
Yeah.
So I
Adds a little bit of like pace to your step too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've got 1,000 stories, but we had one where we went. It was like 4 feet of snow just dropped, and it was like a state police antenna relay was out.
Oh boy.
So our guys are working something. So I call up and I say, "Hey, give me something. I'll go look at it." Okay. So I said, "Okay, yeah, don't give it to your guys. Don't let them. They don't have to go. I'll look at it, see what it is, and I'll let them know." And it's dark. And I drive out there and I'm braking. It's like off-road trails. I'm driving my truck. It's like miles back. There is a road. It's a shitty road. My truck is not great off-road. And it's 4 feet of snow, hilly, very narrow with like brush. And I get up to this first thing that's a cell
That sounds
tower.
like an impossible situation for a truck to try to have to navigate, especially
feet of
a
snow.
shitty truck.
Yeah. Well, the truck wasn't bad. It's the tires weren't great.
Ah,
So I'm pulled up, and the first thing you get into, maybe 800 yards in, is a cell tower. And I get out, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow this. Just see if the cell tower's on first. That'll be an indicator if the
Yeah.
rest is on. If the cell tower
are they part of the same grid? Typically.
they'll be on the same line.
Mm-hmm.
So if the cell tower's on, that means that whatever the issue is going to be farther down the line. So I'm gonna go check this out. So I get out, and I'm like, I think I was on the phone with somebody, but I got my flashlight out, and now I'm walking through knee deep, thigh deep snow by myself at night, and I all of a sudden I hear like some sort of crazy ruckus going on, and all of a sudden the telephone wire that's off the ground just starts bouncing.
Oh.
So now, and the line goes,
Chupacabra.
So like
line
something's
goes
grabbing it and
pole
pulling
to
it.
pole to pole. So I can see this line. I can't see the one that goes around the corner. So I can just see it bouncing, and I can't see the end of the line. I have and I'm just like, what the hell? And whatever it is making a noise. I turned and I tiptoe ran comically back to my truck, hop in, can't turn around anywhere because it's a narrow path. So I
Oh.
jammed myself in the brush and got out, and I call that guy and I said, "Hey, yeah, man, send somebody in the morning to check that out. It's pretty spooky up here. I'm not doing this.
I'm scared of the dark.
I don't know if you know this, but I hate the dark. I hate nature. So there's a lot of weird stuff. Granted, is it anything? No, it's probably
No.
an owl. It's
Well,
probably,
the woods is notorious for playing tricks on you.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yep. So my imagination is my own worst enemy when it comes to that. So there's a lot of stuff that I hear. So what is watching me in the dark? Whatever's the most horrifying at
Yeah.
that moment.
Mm.
Bouncing that telephone wire. It's probably a gargoyle or the Mothman or something that's going to kill me.
Yep.
You know,
Eugene Toombs.
yeah, it's nothing good. So
X-Files call back there. I'm sure you guys.
X-Files.
What about you, Dan? What's in the dark for
Kind
you?
of like
man?
the same situation. Anything that it could be.
Yeah.
It's just you don't know.
You don't.
You
It's in the
don't know.
dark.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
At my old house in Amsterdam, it was Guy Park Ave
Yep.
near St. Mary's Hospital.
Wow, way to just really dox yourself.
I did. Well, I don't live there anymore, so whatever.
Fuck that guy.
Whoever
lives in there. Send him hate mail.
I didn't give the exact address, and the basement was spooky as hell, and the light to turn it on and off was in the basement.
Yeah.
Of course.
So you would turn it off, and then you would have to go up
Do
the
the
stairs.
sprint. You'd have to do the sprint.
I would sprint up, and I felt every time like something was just off my
Right
heels.
there, yeah.
Yep.
And at the time, I afraid of monsters and that big thing, and I don't believe in monsters now, as far as supernatural goes. But there's other things that you can be afraid of in the dark that
Oh, yeah. But that's that kind of comes with still hanging.
What's
your feet off the
scarier,
bed.
woods dark or house dark?
Ooh.
Um,
It depends. If you're in the Adirondacks, I would say house dark because there's not a lot in the Adirondacks that's gonna get you,
cougars.
other than other people.
Cougars.
But if you're like in Yosemite or like where you got like grizzly bears and shit,
Yeah.
probably Woods
Yeah,
dark.
you got regular bears up in the Adirondacks.
Yeah, but they don't. Black bears don't give. They don't want to be anywhere near you.
Ask Bob. Disagree.
Well, Bob's classic, rugged outdoorsman. I'm sure.
Well, so he loves metal detecting now. So Bob has had 4 or 5 run-ins with bears.
And
Wow.
with black bears, and I'm guessing,
Yes, black
so
bears. It's been here. It's been
with
here
like
for a
mama
while.
bear, baby bear, or
So there's been some young cubs with the mother nearby.
Oof.
A little weird.
He's
Young cubs, maybe yearlings.
yeah, you.
And then there was another time where yearlings came down like a hill on him,
Mm.
and he sees them, and he's like freaking screaming at him, and they don't. They're. I
Well-
think they ended up like just going by him, but it came running.
What I know about black bears like that is they're blustery. They want to scare you more than they want
Yep.
to do anything to like attack you or hurt you. Mama bear will if you
Yeah.
So if you see mama bear with her cubs, guys, just
Go the other
slowly back away.
And
Yep.
so give her space.
Give her space, respect.
I like. I know you guys don't have like social media or anything really as far as Instagram. Do you have Instagram?
I do.
No,
I'm not on it that much.
So I follow an account called Taurons of Yellowstone.
Mm.
So tourist morons,
oh, okay.
and it's all
Yeah.
it's all people that like, are walking up on the elk or walking up on
Oh god,
the bears or and it's
Walking up and jumping in Old Faithful.
getting like the
or
the
going in
selfie.
and touching all that stuff, and there's signs everywhere. It says stay 50 yards away, stay
Yeah.
this away, and these people are walking up like to these elk, and in their head they must be like, oh, elk aren't
nice.
dangerous, and then everybody watching is just like, kill him,
Yeah.
please,
This is about to go south.
stick him in the face, please.
Yep.
Or they walk up on bison because they think bison are slow,
And docile.
and they're not. They're mean, and they can run
2,000
40
pounds of muscle.
that run 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You are not outrunning a bison.
No,
Not happening.
totally-
They
your
deserve
car.
it. They deserve what they get.
And
exactly.
the sad part,
Respect to all the
sometimes, though,
bison
is,
in the
like,
world.
They let dogs out on it, or
Yep.
out,
Yep.
or they let like their kids out near it. It's like, dude,
Yeah, that's the worst.
under what circumstances are you gonna let your kid walk up to a 2,000-pound bite?
Not me.
And again, I think they look at it and think, oh, that's a stupid cow. Cows kill a lot of people a year.
Yeah.
First of all, they're not stupid, right? And they're not nice.
Let's pull up some stats here. We have anybody who can give us some stats of how many people get killed a year
You
by
have a
cows?
literal smartphone. More
Yeah,
people
but
get
it takes-
killed by a year by cows than sharks. Fact.
I wouldn't believe. I
Fact.
think I believe that. Quite
I
honestly.
think it's like 26 people a year get trampled by cows. Imagine
Will somebody look up how many people get killed by sharks?
less than cows. Should be on the same graph.
20 to 22 people die every year by getting killed by a cow.
Yep. Sharks has got to be less than 10.
Got to be.
And where does Bob metal detect? In a cow field.
Well, for the most part, the cows. My neighbor had.
About 10 people die from shark attacks.
There you go.
worldwide each year.
Twice as deadly.
Cows. Yep.
Yep.
It's wild. So people think, cows aren't going to hurt you. But bison, yeah, it's... We saw them when we went out west when I was a kid. And they walked up on your car. And they are big.
Their heads are monsters. Right?
Huge. They're giants. Can you imagine being alive back in the day? There was herds of millions and millions of them. And they shot so many that they just... now there's...
Wiped them out.
It's disgusting.
We've all seen the pictures.
Yeah. Did the mountains of...
Skulls.
I'm just curious what it... like a herd looked like.
I wish I could see it.
Yeah.
Even old growth New York State. The trees are 15 feet across.
Yeah.
Dense forests. We talk about that in one of my videos I'm doing about the Revolutionary War, the landscape.
I often think about that because we live in the Hudson Valley. It's
Beautiful area.
beautiful area. And if you go down Hudson, especially like near Alana, and you look at some of the
Alana.
views up there, and you just like picture like what would this look like without the roads or the power lines? It just be this view. It had to have been
Yeah.
spectacular.
Awe-inspiring for sure.
Mhm.
That or like up to Plattsburgh, up that area, like Champlain. But yeah, I'm glad that you bring up Alana because Alana is
Love it.
If you
Beautiful.
guys have not been to Olana, have you?
I don't know. Maybe.
Bring Kate there and Nat there one
You
day.
don't even
down
have to
in the
go
Hudson
inside.
Valley.
No, you don't
just
have to.
walk the
Down
grounds.
south?
It's southern New York,
Yeah.
like, an hour south, hour and a half. If you have not been to Olana or heard of it, it is a gentleman who was a wealthy. Was he an architect?
He might have been part of the Hudson River School, like the painters.
Oh yes, yes. And he made this house for his wife, and it's in a like Korean style, right?
It's unique.
I believe it's a Korean
Looks eclectic.
style.
Pretty cool.
So he made this house. I think it's Korean. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous property, and now they're putting some art installations on it too.
Make it like an art park kind of thing.
Ish, kind of like Art Omai.
Why not?
Why
not?
If you've never been to Art Omai in Chatham, please go there. It's beautiful down there as well.
Love Chatham.
Beautiful area. That whole region, that Columbia County, is absolutely stunning. Yeah, and there's a lot of interesting individuals down there too.
Yep. Hudson Valley's great.
I agree.
Brendan, I got a question. I think this is probably tailor made for you,
Okay.
being as how you are the creator of Shie Take.
Yep.
Did I pronounce that correct?
Yeah, she Itake, yeah.
Shie Take.
Yep.
Okay.
We just call her she.
she.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons
Yep.
character. Would you say is like your avatar, or how would you, as a novice? I don't know. I don't want to mess it up too bad by
I mean, people have their own things. They call you player characters, PCs.
PCs.
She's just my character.
Okay.
That's my character. She.
Okay. So she.
Yep.
So in that vein, if magic were real,
Yep.
what would be the first spell that you'd want to learn?
Oh. That's a good one. There's so many, obviously, and not even like Dungeons and Dragons themed, but first spell if magic was real.
Right? Are you like destruction? Are you transmutation? Like what are you doing?
No, I think we'd go like
Invisibility.
Ooh. Of what? Yourself or others?
maybe not even that.
Yourself.
I think it would have
That
to
just
be
popped
like,
into my mind for some
I think
reason.
like alteration magic would be kind of cool.
Like you could become a bear.
Yeah, shape shifting would be pretty sick, right? I mean, how cool would that be? Any situation you're covered. You need to swim, I'm a fish. Right? Need to fly, I'm an eagle. But
Kind of like Maui.
No blood magic?
no, so here's my thing, especially in like you're a video gamer.
I am.
Are you a video gamer?
No.
So in games like I know, terrible. Hold on.
It's okay.
I don't have anything for it. I think I deleted it. That's it actually. Hold on. Thank you. In like video games, such as where you can make your own decisions, like Fable, or Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, Fallout, anything like that, Baldur's Gate, anything like this where you have an option. I would never choose the bad option because I would feel bad.
Oh, you talking about like the moral choices that you could make?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like, I wouldn't do blood magic because that is usually has bad things. Just like you got to be a little bad guy, and just in those games for these made up characters that don't exist that have no.
You still want them to
truth.
like you.
It's not even I don't want them to like me. I feel bad hurting them. They have feelings apparently, and I guess that's like a big thing for like Black Mirror. Kind of touches on that a lot. If you've ever seen the show Black Mirror,
Yes.
you've never seen Black Mirror.
No.
Come on, Dan.
What channel?
Sorry.
Netflix. It's a Netflix. Phenomenal show.
Excellent show.
And it always brings into question like technology like that. If
The darker side of some technology and showing us.
and a lot of their shows, their episodes really hinge on the question of like, does AI have feelings? Is it illegal or bad or morally wrong because it's AI? Like
Like erasing it, you mean?
erasing it, or there's one where like, just as like a quick thing, they take this guy's memory out and they're like interrogating him, and it's basically running his memory, so it's not really him, it's an AI simulation of it through like 10,000 years of the same day of like interrogation. So this AI is experiencing it, but is it really immorally wrong? Like, is it really torture? Is it, I always feel bad. Short of it is I feel bad, so I can't do mean things like
So you
that.
want to do blood magic. So
I wouldn't want to do blood magic. I think I'd want to do more like druidy healing nature magic. That's kind of my vibe, like grow plants or like vines or something. But I mean, obviously, just hucking a fireball at something would be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty cathartic. Just like,
Oh, dude, just like
summon a gale of wind and like
could you imagine
like the ultimate yeet.
what's that Disney the Disney musical? I don't know what you
Fantasia?
call it. Fantasia, right? Like, can you
Just going
imagine
back and
just
forth,
being
yeah.
like, all right, I'm going to use my magic tank, just like
Make it
bringing
a
up the
paintbrush
water
walk.
and everything. You know, it's just there's so much cool stuff. Yeah. But I think like I guess on the nature side of stuff, I think is what I'd go for. So first spell, long story short, would be I don't know.
You had me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, everybody listen. I'm going to tell you, it's something good.
Picture the best spell you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
It's that.
Shillelagh. That's what I want. Speak with animals would be dope,
Yeah.
That's a good one.
right? Like,
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Or really, really sad.
Yeah, that's
yeah, right. Like,
You're killing our habitat, bro. Like, don't put this development here. Those are where my nuts are.
now, do they have feelings because they can't talk?
I think anything that's sentient has feelings.
yeah.
Is AI sentient?
Well, do you think that we're living in a simulation?
Well, what's his name said it can't be disproved, right?
I think they say it's statistically likely that we are.
It's not Carl Sagan. It's the other one.
Michio Kaku.
Why
Neil,
would you
Neil
say that?
deGrasse
Yes, thank you. And NDG.
Tyson.
NDT said that. Yeah, he said, you can't disprove it. How can you possibly disprove it? But at the same time, like, yeah, it's so. I don't know. What do you think about AI? You think it's got feelings?
No.
I don't think our current version of
No.
AI does.
But it talks in a
In
manner
the
that makes you think
hypothetical,
it does.
in a hypothetical future where maybe someday it could. I don't rule it out.
I'll tell you what. If I use
crazy to think
Alexa,
about.
I absolutely say please and thank you.
I always say
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep.
She
I
doesn't
turned
ever
on.
res-
I
That's just
turned on-
manners,
Well,
though.
no, you can.
I
turn
want her
on-
to remember.
You can turn on listening.
I'm one of the
when
good
they
ones.
come
I'm one of
back.
the good
Just
ones.
in case.
you can turn on listening too after. So after she gives you an answer,
Yeah.
you can have it where it clicks on for like a second. So after I always have it on, so she'll say something. I'll say, "Oh, thank you very much.
Does she ever
You're
say?
very welcome."
She says you're welcome.
Yep. So you got to turn it on for it, but it's
I
nice
always
to
say
hear
it
back.
because I want Lowen
Yep.
to pattern that behavior of saying
Yep.
please and thank you.
Yep.
Because you got to appreciate people give you information. It's helpful,
Absolutely. I agree.
whether it's AI or whether it's I,
Yeah. Or lack thereof.
Yeah.
small.
What about you? Spells.
lowercase I?
Spells?
Yeah. Sorry.
I like the animal one. I said invisibility first, but that's kind of creepy.
everybody.
It'd be very
yeah.
easy
What
to
are you going
misuse that
invisible
one.
for, pervert?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, never look at this pervert.
I like the animal one. That's really good, but it could be very, very, probably would be very sad.
I think if I was to pick the animal one, I would condense it down to just being able to talk to dogs.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like it's always active, right? It's a spell.
Oh, if that's the case, then
You could. It's not a superpower. It's like you could just cast.
I think
it's
it'd be
a
pretty
spell. You could
fascinating
cast
to
it.
talk to like a gorilla. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
Go to like a vet and be like to go to the dogs and
I'll
hey,
tell you
what's
what's
wrong?
wrong.
with
What
you?
hurts?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen that movie. What would you ask a gorilla if you could?
How's life?
Do you really like bananas? Or I would say, what kind of music do you like? And play
Hey.
that music for him.
Did you mean to change? I like
Creed.
Creed's great. Did you mean to change the space-time continuum of the world?
Oh, Harambe.
Harambe. Yeah.
Shit.
Or
Things
ask
that-
him like one of the anti-joke questions, like how's the traffic around
Is
you?
it- what happens if you fall backwards off when you're?
A shaggy dog. A shaggy dog. Yeah. What happens if you fall? You ever had any kid fall into your cage? What were you trying to do there?
Yeah.
What was your? Walk me through the process. What are you trying to do here?
Trying to yeet him back out over the.
Hey, Mr. Gorilla, why don't you sit down for me? What are you doing here?
They probably do have a British accent. Yeah. That's funny.
That was my Chris Hansen.
Oh, I see that little
Gorilla,
to,
what
catch,
are you-
to catch a predator.
Yeah, what are you doing here? You brought bananas? What are you going to do with those bananas?
But toys?
Oh, let's read this. You were saying that you were going to just protect the kid? What does that mean? Chris Hansen.
I'm not really good with impressions.
You really have to work. Like you have to sit there on your drive into work and just talk and sound like a moron.
My voice is very limited. I kind of mumble. Anything kind of monotone or kind of on the bassier side, I can kind of do. But
It really does take practice though to like just sit there and then you just.
telling you, man, I don't have it.
I think you do. I think you do.
I don't got it.
I believe in you, John.
Thanks.
See, that's the power of wow. I think the mics might have picked up my stomach.
Yeah, holy moly.
Sorry,
got some
guys.
pizza.
Yeah. Pizza. Let's go
Yeah,
pizza.
I don't know if I myself. Thanks for asking. Would would pick any spell in particular. I kind of just want to be a Jedi if I could like say it's not really magic. I guess it is magic, just space
is
magic.
magic.
That'd be
Space
cool.
magic.
Like
You know,
like
Telekinesis
yeah.
kind of just like that, but without using the hand.
Oh my god! Doing what
Yeah.
Jedi do? That'd be cool.
blasting,
Moving,
blocking
yeah.
laser bolts.
What color would your saber be?
I like green.
Either cyan or
What color is cyan closely related
it's
to?
Blue.
like it's
Similar.
like a light, almost teal.
Yeah, lighter than this.
Or an indigo. Not quite purple. Not. It's more of like a darker.
Only one man got purple.
Yeah, it'd be more of a darker tone. That's the saber color that I used when I just played the Jedi Outcast or Jedi Survivor games from EA that just came out. Very good games.
Are they? I think the last Jedi game I played was Knights of the Old Republic.
Mm.
Another game where you.
Is that a BioWare game?
I think it was BioWare, and it's
So that was very, your choices mattered.
they did 100%, and it was actually a turn-based
Yep,
battle system, which
It
was
was.
interesting.
I liked it. Did you do like two long sabers or like a short saber, long saber? Do you remember?
I went with the double, like Darth Maul, for him.
Wait,
And-
two staff?
no, just like one. I think I did two.
You could do like a dual
I
staff?
think you can.
That's
Maybe
pretty nuts.
not.
It'd be
but
really long.
I
wouldn't
think
it?
I at least did a duel.
Yeah.
And then obviously, you had whoever the guy was from Kashyyyk, the Wookiee,
The Wookiee. Yep.
but I don't remember his name.
Kashyyyk.
That's not his name. That's the Kashyyyk. Yeah,
You're thinking
that's
it's
where they came
Chewbacca, but
But it's not Chewbacca.
The
He's
Wookiees
got-
are from Kashyyyk.
Yeah, but there's one that you can get in that game. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember. It's been so. Thank you. That was excellent. We need to get that sample and put it
Yeah.
on.
I have
Let's
a
get
really
cut
good.
that
I have a
from.
really good Wookiee call.
Do it.
I can hear it.
I actually, dude.
So I wish I could talk to animals.
I think I do a pretty good like a Wookiee call.
Do it.
Come here, little Wookiees. Come here. Get over here, little guys. It never fails every time.
That's ridiculous.
I apologize.
Okay. Yeah, this question's almost too good to follow. What do you think you're much better at than you actually are?
What do you think you're better at than you really are? What do you think I'm good at than I'm? Okay.
I think I might be. I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
cool. I was
Kate,
talking.
Kate might say.
I would say Dan is waiting his turn. It's weird. I was talking, but go ahead, Dan. No,
Yes, me
it's-
first.
Yeah, it's well.
I generally just
Yeah.
put the question out there.
Go ahead. No, I did pass it to you.
No,
I was just
yeah,
making
you
it
did.
funny. Go
That
ahead.
was real funny.
Thank you.
I wanted to say like general carpentry, but
Yeah.
Kate might say no to that one.
I would say like my handiness, right? Like my ability, like we talked about
Yeah.
earlier, taking things apart and putting it back together. Vastly overestimate my ability to put stuff back together.
Yeah.
Vastly.
Things. if
Yeah,
you-
but it's supposed to be what are you better at than you think you are?
no, the
No,
question
it's the other way around.
It was
Wait,
the other way around.
Wait,
What do
so-
you think you're good at, but you're not good at?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
I
So
think
then
it's
I'm
that.
right. So then I'm correct.
like carpentry, probably.
Train conducting?
No, I've never done that.
Well, you own a train set
Multiple, yeah. But
and you
no,
run them.
No.
I don't. I haven't run them in a long time.
Pre-COVID maybe.
Wow, COVID killed the train industry. That's crazy.
I would have thought it
That's
would
why-
have been better.
That's why I've been booming.
I hope so.
Now that you have a house,
We need
though,
more
dude,
trains.
You've got to set up a.
It's on the to-do list, I guess,
You're gonna make like a room for it,
if I'm allowed.
dude. All right, so I got a flocking kit. I can help you flock, make some static.
That would be
grass.
cool. I would want to go that route, but I don't. I don't know.
Yeah,
I would want to change the layout often, so I don't know if.
yeah, but you can make modular terrain.
So are you
Yeah,
better at making train models than that where you're not as good as
Buy
you think
'em,
you
I
are?
don't think yeah.
Yeah, no,
No,
So carpentry's your answer.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then what was your answer?
I think just general like handiness, like
General
taking things
handiness?
apart, putting it like I can fix that.
I'm gonna go with that too.
Okay.
Sorry.
I say it's
Like
okay.
plumbing, I'll try and fix something and it
Ooh,
just doesn't
plumbing?
work out.
and then it just gets worse.
Yeah. Anything that requires anything more than
Electrical.
like I'm not soldering a pipe, but I'll put some of the Teflon tape on something and
Yeah.
clean the drain. But
There are some times where I do stuff where I really surprise myself. Where I'm like, look it, I'm probably not going to do
This
well, but I'll
worked.
Try it.
But you know what's funny about that though? Like when you try and do something around the house and like what you were talking about earlier, it's only gonna take me an hour. 4 hours later, 3 trips to
4
Home
hours,
Depot.
4 hours later, you're just getting started.
Yeah.
Throwing stuff.
Yeah.
Just out there. At this point, you need a vent. You're out there in just the
Yeah.
garage, just with a hammer and just your old dresser, just going
Yeah.
to town on this thing, taking it apart. Done.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
cooking.
Oh.
I like to think I make really good soups, but I don't. Anybody I've ever given like anything I've ever made, they've ever said, "Oh man, that's really delicious."
I'll tell you what. No, that's you.
funny.
You made a cake for Christmas that.
I didn't say baking. I said cooking.
What I'm saying, you made that cake at Christmas with the matcha on it,
Yeah.
the chocolate cake.
I made from scratch. Everything
It
was from
was-
scratch, from the cake to the frosting,
And like
and
vegan too, right?
no,
Or gluten free? Was it something weird like that?
it was a straight up cake.
It was good,
Yeah,
very good.
organic. It was like it wasn't like that. I did make for Lowen because toddlers can't have a lot of sugar, so I did do like a
Sugar-free cake.
raised for sugar free, and I used like coconut for like the frosting and stuff, like
Yes.
creamed coconut, and it was all right.
Yeah.
And I think my Tara found this recipe where it looked beautiful in pictures, like one of those Instagram. So it looked like a moss cake. So the cake was green, and we flavored it with like nettles, which anybody who's had nettles before, it's like a superfood, really really good for you, but it tastes like if you were to mow a lawn and then make a tea out of it, like saturate it and squeeze it into a cup and then drink it. So I find it flavor off-putting, and so the cake had that flavor.
Yeah,
And it looked awesome, but it tasted,
that's tough.
But the cake I made, the chocolate cake, was from scratch, and it was legit pretty good. I will say.
I did like that. So now you have to get a soup, and we can decide if the soup is good or not.
I find that my biggest hurdle is I use quality ingredients,
Of
but
course.
I am nervous about how much salt to add.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't put enough in, there's like nothing there. It doesn't taste good. But if you put too much, it's like I can't eat this.
Yep.
It's a fine line.
What's your favorite soup to make?
Probably I always like to do like a turkey soup after like Thanksgiving or something, or
Yep.
like chicken soup. But I don't know. I feel like everybody can make a chicken soup. I did for a while. I made like a 13 bean.
Oh,
You
yeah.
put like a ham hock in, and you'd cook that all day, and then you get the dried
A lot of
beans.
beans.
It's a lot.
Probably good though.
Delicious. And then I get like a few chipotle peppers, and I'd throw that in there, like in some of the adobo, and it'd be like a little spicy. But I just find like just the salt, just being able to hone in on how much salt to add. If I could acquire that skill, I think I could turn the page and be a better cook than I am.
Yep.
But until I figure that out,
Kenny makes a great split pea soup after Thanksgiving.
I haven't been able to eat that since I saw The Exorcist as a little kid.
I don't know what
I
it
don't-
is.
I've
It
never
does
had
look
split
gross.
pea soup
Let me
ever.
tell you, I
don't-
always
I
thought
don't
it was
like the-
gross.
It looks
I
gross.
don't like a creamy soup other than New England clam
But you know what?
chowder.
It's the way she makes it.
Really?
I hesitate to call it like not creamy because it is, but it's like it's thick.
Is it actually green?
Yes.
Very.
But it's got ham in it and stuff. It is
I
phenomenal.
like peas too. I
It-
love peas.
I think it's
Yeah.
great. And you load it up with like fresh cracked black pepper. Ugh,
maybe it is.
it's
Maybe
so
I should
good.
try it.
In general, I don't know how you guys feel about it. Single ingredient, I call them single ingredient soups because they have more of like a uniform
Yep.
color and texture and stuff, like whether it be like split pea soup or like the red pepper soup or something like that, where it just there's no chunk to it other than the consistency of like the main ingredient. And I
Yep.
feel like I shy away from those. Maybe it's like a side, but it's like a big bowl of it.
Mm.
I need something else.
I don't know. It's whatever she puts in there is so good. It's got the leftover ham chunks.
Do you do bread? Like you get like a bread with that? Or?
Occasionally, yeah. She does like a nice. She'll get like peasant bread or sourdough. I mean, the type of bread obviously matters.
Well, sourdough generally, if split pea soup has ham in it, I feel like sourdough and ham.
Yep,
Real
it's
good
pretty
friends.
Like a bread bowl type situation.
ish, yeah. But you know, you need a thick, hearty bread. And she does a great stew.
Mm-hmm.
And the first day of the stew's okay. The second day, it really thickens up.
Yeah,
So it's
congeals.
like gravy. So you make it, and it's
Yeah.
like, you're eating it, and you really got to like mop the bowl with this. Nothing better in the winter than her stew or her split piece.
I love stews.
They're really good. I've grown more. I used to not like it, but now it's like I could do without the meat. I don't care about the meat. I love the potatoes,
Yeah.
the carrots, the celery.
You know, there's something about when you got a carrot and like something, you just cook it for a roll and it becomes so soft.
Oh, yeah.
You can just mash it with like, not even having to chew it. I love that.
It's I love it now. So yeah, nice cold night. Ooh,
Yeah.
nice stew or
Cuddling next to the fire, having a hearty stew.
on the bearskin rug.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need, really.
Okay. Brendan, Dan,
Yes, sir.
if you guys were to open up a business, what kind of business would it be?
Townsend and Quackenbush hand planes. Yep.
Just selling the antique hand planes? It's kind of a niche market.
Well, yeah, but the only reason is because I have one. It says Townsend Quackenbush. So pretty much the business is done, dude. We
You just
have
need
to-
one hand plane.
I have,
So like,
I have two.
okay.
One would be like a good T-shirt business.
Okay.
Funny stuff.
Yep.
The other thing would be, and I've always wanted to get into this, but I just never had it, is to be like somebody who can fix a bulldozer or a excavator or a backhoe or like a tractor, like a farm tractor.
Can you do that thing? Can you do that? Oh, but you'd want to be
I
able, in this
wanna be able to do
hypothetical
it.
situation, you want to be able
Yes,
to do
yes,
that.
Yeah.
So
Like
not only
have-
do you have a business, you have a skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you know what this problem is and you have the tools to fix it, to know what the issue is. And all that
Dan
stuff.
just wants to fix problems. I respect that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like the T-shirt thing.
I think that would just be so much fun.
Yep.
Like a lot of creativity and
Yeah.
a lot of like, oh, that's, the
Well, then
stupid
you'd have,
sanity.
you'd have
you
to
know.
test your metal too on like how to design, like your graphic design
Yeah,
skills
all
at
that
that
stuff.
point too.
Yep.
I just got a 3D printer.
Mm.
I have not set it up yet. I am too scared to set it up more than anything.
Just do it, man.
I know, but there's just so
Bite the
much
bullet.
stuff. There's so much stuff that you could design and like as a business for that, sell. Just little stuff that's like, would be.
You know what I
pretty
bought
easy.
the other day that I ended up buying the wrong size for it, but I have for my smart TV in the house, Lowen likes throwing remote controls. So the battery case, the battery cover broke off. So I found somebody on eBay who sold 3D printed
There you
ones.
go.
Bought the wrong size
Yeah.
one, but
I did that too with the, they can 3D print adapters so you could take your like, your DeWalt battery pack there and plug it into your Dyson vacuum cleaner.
Oh wow!
use
So
that.
you can run them different. So I
Yeah.
can put that on like a Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Wow.
That too. Yep.
interesting.
The amount of that, I mean, that's again just another. They'd have to learn Blender and all this other stuff to design this
Yep.
stuff. That's just
I could do that.
you could. You're pretty.
Well, I work in AutoCAD for a
exactly.
living. So
You're
I
pretty.
mean,
You're
Yeah.
pretty technical in that
yeah,
stuff.
we could do that.
What about you?
As far as the store goes,
Yeah.
I feel like I really miss having like a Radio Shack around.
Mm.
There's no place to go buy like transistors or stuff like that or resistors. I know. So I probably would do that, but I just can't see. That'd probably be really boring. So I'd probably put make it like a little coffee shop or something in there, so people can come in, buy their transistors, and then get a latte.
What would the name be?
Yeah, I was just gonna
You'd
ask
have to
that
go
question.
really punny.
Oh, I don't know. I've never thought about that. Put the comment below what you think. Not Ryan. I don't want to know what you think the business should be called, but
Yeah.
yeah. I got worms.
Solder and sips.
Nice. Nice. Sucking on chili dogs.
I like it.
That's it.
I think that's a winner.
Yep.
Put that on a t-shirt.
And smoke it. Yeah. Yep. I agree.
I feel like this. I feel like
That was
I feel like I already know what my answer for this one probably would be, but I want to know what you guys think. What smell brings back the most memories? If you were
Did I talk about this?
Did you? I apologize if I'm rehashing.
Rubbing alcohol.
Why?
I didn't talk about this. I feel like I just talked about.
Well, did you? My reaction indicated that I wasn't present when you were
it.
talking about how much rubbing alcohol.
Go ahead, Dan. You go first. Mine's gonna.
Is it because you were drinking it, or what's going on here?
It's illegal for you to ask me that. You can't ask. Go ahead, Dan.
The first thing that comes to mind is the smell of lilacs.
Why?
My grandmother, my mom's mother and father had a huge hedgerow of them. And when I was growing up, they would babysit and just remember in the spring.
They're very.
Yeah.
Pungent. I don't want to say pungent.
That's my favorite type of flower, I think too. But that comes to mind.
Do you have a favorite
Leather.
flower?
I've always been a fan of like foxgloves. I think they're beautiful looking.
Bachelor
flower.
buttons.
Johnny jump ups. I liked. I like lamb's ear.
Yes.
It's not a flower,
Yeah,
but
they're not.
it is.
They do have a flower.
but I do like.
It's like a little purple.
I love. And now that I've seen it, I've only ever seen them in our yard. Now that like I'm walking right away, see lamb's ear everywhere.
They
great little flower.
spread.
I don't know what they are. I don't have to look it up.
Little green leaves,
Yeah.
And just fuzzy.
Very,
like
very
like
fuzzy.
A lamb's ear. So if you feel them, it's very soft.
If you ever had to wipe your
Is it
butt,
like a ground cover?
if you had to wipe your
no,
butt,
it's,
like,
like it's just like a little
It's a flower though?
ish.
it's more. It's more of like a.
I think I know what you're talking about. They have a
You've
little bit
seen
of white on them.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's but I think foxglove's probably my number one for flowers.
We get lady slippers up at camp sometimes. That's some type of flower. I think it's kind of
Yeah,
What is
I think they're toxic.
probably.
Eat it, find out.
Yeah, let's report
Yeah,
back
eat
what
it,
you
eat
find.
It, eat it right now.
We went on a trip and I think the cranberry bush viburnum probably has my favorite flower. It's got like a center that's got like little tiny white. They almost look like dots from a distance, and then around it is a group of like larger white flowers that look like a traditional flower, and it's spectacular. Unfortunately, there's a viburnum beetle that's currently spreading, and it's invasive, and it's killing all the beautiful shrubs.
And I hear there's a big push to make bugs into animal or like faux beef
Little-
patties.
Oh,
So maybe we could take those viburnum beetles.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to talk about like little mini drones that are like insect designed.
Oh, that'd be cool. No. What
There's
about
probably
you for
one buzzing around right here. It's keeping an eye on us.
Yeah. What about you for smell?
For smell, probably fresh cut grass brings me back to summer vacation as a
Yeah.
Yeah.
like when school is out for the summer. So now when I'm like, if I cut the lawn once every 2 months,
Brings you back.
brings me back. Yeah.
I do. I like a longer lawn as well.
Yeah.
I like the look of it. So for me, for that rubbing alcohol is, I had a hip problem that we had to end up going to Shriners in first grade,
Mm-hmm.
and I have Legg-Perthes disease, and it's basically my hip bone's all messed up, and it died, went away, necrosis of the hip bone, and then it grew back all like messed up. So I have the X-rays somewhere. We'll see if I feel like getting a picture for Pascal, but basically this is what your normal human hip looks like, and then like mine's like this on my right leg. Not good looking.
So it's not a ball.
No.
Right.
So at this point, the lock doesn't, the key doesn't fit the lock very well. So I have super reduced mobility in my right leg. Like I really can't like in or out. It's not great.
Like, what is there anything to be done that you're not
Got to get a
doing?
new
or-
hip
Hip
eventually, right?
replacement. They can
and
do
you,
a
like
hip
you get
replacement.
like a one-time shot with that, or how does that
So
work?
No, you can
apparently
get
the-
multiple new hips, can't you?
That's the new thing now is like you can. They
Should
want.
you?
I could have gotten one at 18.
Yeah.
The issue is they don't know how long they last because who are they putting them in?
Older people.
Right. Solid
And then
point.
your physical life, as you know, it's pretty much over. I can't go and just do crazy. I probably couldn't go mountain biking like I go mountain biking. There's a lot of stuff that you
I
can't
bet you
do.
could.
It's tough. You can't. Like
I think if
Speaking
I
of
think
Bo
you-
Jackson, didn't he have to get a new hip early in his
yeah, well,
career?
he never was the same.
No, exactly.
so.
He probably still run much faster than we could ever dream of. running.
Still right. We're just on one leg.
Off the couch right now. He's probably good.
And so I started going there, and it was like every 2 weeks, and then forever. And then they eventually went up to like every month, and then every 3 months, and then every year, and then every other year. Finally.
So what does it just smell like rubbing alcohol there?
So no, Shriners Hospital in Springfield, Mass. Beautiful place. Don't pay a dime if you go there. It's beautiful. So if you can donate to Shriners Children's Hospital because you don't pay a dime if you're a patient.
Do it, people.
So I went there, and they put me in front of like medical students. They wheeled me out and like talked about it. Little first grade Brendan.
Aw,
So that was scary.
I bet.
But they fit me for like a hip brace similar to.
I remember it.
Yeah. I have that still at the house. Things phenomenally well made. Just wild. So I had this hip brace basically belted around you and had like metal going down it with like calf things. And when they first put it on me, I had to wear it 24/7. I had to sleep in it. So what they said is, I had to toughen. You're gonna have chafing from the thing rubbing on you. So to toughen up my legs, they wanted my mom to rub rubbing alcohol on me every night. So every night for a very long time, my mom would rub rubbing alcohol on my legs. So the smell of rubbing alcohol evokes this memory of just like.
So it's not a pleasant memory, is it?
It's not displeasant. It's, I wasn't, and maybe I did, but, I probably didn't cry every night. I don't think I cried about it, but it brings back the memory of laying there and like, I want to go to bed. Well, we got to do this
Yeah.
first. And then we had to put these hip braces on, and I'm a side sleeper, so now
Oh.
legs are like this.
Oh.
But that was just me as like, so it just evokes this really strong emotion to me. And I
I'm
forget-
surprised they didn't go in and shave your bone down.
that was an
It's
option.
just too far.
They didn't know what to do. Man. I was still growing.
Too long ago.
I was still growing. There's a lot. What are you going to do to somebody?
I would probably have gone with a non-intervention for a growing kid.
So we didn't do anything. So they found out that wasn't working, and it probably did more. It probably harmed me, but whatever. But yeah, I forget what it was. We might have been out somewhere, and somebody had like some form of tequila. What was it? It was.
Patron,
I don't think so.
Casamigos,
Let me think.
Don Julio,
No, let me think. It
Abu
was.
Wabo.
Yeah, just keep talking. While I'm I forget what it was. Somebody said, "Do you want some?" And I had a sip, and it tasted and smelled just like rubbing alcohol.
I bet it
And
did.
it just instantly brought me back to again just that first grade me for every night. And I'm sure my mom, I'm sure my mom has feelings about that too. That that's what she had to do
Yeah.
every night. And so that's what that brings me back to is like little hip Brendan, little Forrest Gump looking kid, just a big, strong smell. So if anybody has to use rubbing alcohol or something, that smell comes up and it's just brings you right back.
I remember going once you had, I remember when you first got fitted for the
Yep.
Brad brace, but I remember when it came off, like you were able to run around like a kid again.
Instead of like,
I went to your house and you were happy to see me, so you ran over to me, and I picked you up by your ankles upside down, and I remember like my mom like gasping, like, and it didn't even occur to me because I knew like it could be. I saw like the little kid run over, and he was so happy to see me, and being like the older cousin is like, whoop.
there was nothing. It was nothing that you could have done. I think.
No, Kitty and
After all those months, John messes us up.
Yeah.
you were
Messed
obviously
up.
happy.
They said I was 99% cured. They had the thing back to normal. And
Just
then,
whatever you do not hang upside
and
down.
then they said some sort of jerking motion that jerked my legs and like elongated it, and it's wild. So. And because of that, I can't walk very well. When the weather changes, my leg hurts really bad, and I can't sleep. But that's okay. Thanks, John.
You're welcome. You get to think about me every day.
Every single day.
So, what this is more of like a current thing. What song currently is like when you guys like go to when you get in a car? You got one like you just want to listen to like a new song or an old song? It's just like catching your eyes or
I've been listening to Tool sober
Great.
recently.
Great.
wow,
That's
a mood.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Are you sober?
Right now,
Yeah, when I'm driving for sure.
yeah.
When I'm driving, sometimes maybe not last
I
weekend.
just bought a bunch of new music too. There's been stuff that I've liked, some country stuff.
Nothing. Sorry.
I
My apologies.
bought a Mumford and Son song,
Nice.
just like that. Darius Rucker song.
Yeah.
Is that Mr. Hootie?
Yes,
Hootie.
yes.
Without the blowfish.
yeah,
Yep.
Yep.
yeah. So just those.
Got it. What about you, Bren?
I go through phases.
So
where
big Madonna phase right now.
Well, I'll listen to a song on repeat for like a couple months, and then I don't go back to it for a while.
Mm.
So like if you go through my Spotify, it's like my liked. You can see the progression of like genres of music. where
That's
it's
the nice
like-
thing about those streaming platforms.
Yep.
You can change it up real fast.
Oh yeah, yeah. But you can look through my like stuff, and it's like, all right, this guy went through a really big Ghetto Boys thing where he loved the Ghetto Boys, and I'm like, hell yeah, I love the Ghetto Boys. And then like the next thing's like Mumford and Sons.
Yeah.
And, so you're playing through your favorites in a row. Biggest song now that I'm listening to, honestly, probably one of the ones that I like right now, Sabrina Carpenter's Juno.
Hmm.
I really like it. I saw her do it on NPR on the Tiny Desk concert. She doesn't have the greatest voice. The background singers did a great job with it, but I just thought she was kind of funny for it. So
Interesting.
and now now that I'm listening to it, the song's pretty catchy. So
Oh, that helps.
yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. There's this band that I've been listening to on and off for a while, and it's sort of like when you're on. I use Tidal. I don't use Spotify, but it's very
contrarian.
very much the same thing. There are reasons why I made the switch. I won't have to get into it.
Hi-fi, high fidelity.
But you can randomize playlists based on your listening habits. So or like random stations. Like one of the ones I listen to, it's called Modern Psychedelic. So it's just like a lot of it's like guitar solos, spacey things, and like so good. There's a band called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Yes.
Phenomenal. They 2 albums a year they come out with, and one album would be like some of the best heavy metal you ever heard, and then it'll be like some synth pop, and then they'll go into like classic rock. And they have a new album out. I forgot what it was called, but there's a song on it called Field of Vision, and I've been really enjoying that one.
Nice.
And that's more of a classic rock, 70s rock kind of vibe. Great album.
I know them. They're pretty good.
They're fantastic.
Yep.
Highly recommend.
You like Delicate Steve? You ever listen to Delicate Steve?
I haven't. I'm gonna write it down.
Delicate Steve, yeah, he does a lot of like just solo stuff, guitar solo stuff, no lyrics, nothing like that. But
Easy listening.
yeah, for sure. Throw it on by like a campfire or something.
It's like deathcore. Delicate.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty funny stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, please listen to him. Let me know what you think next time we're here.
Would you ever cosplay?
Oh, for sure. It's something that I really wanted to get into. And this was, before, as a kid, I definitely wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And even like LARPing, right? How fun would that be? Like, seriously, think about it.
Fireball.
Running around your camp with just like a wooden sword, just trying to beat the hell out of
Oh,
another
yeah.
dude. Right? Like, I've got these beanbags that are fireballs.
I got Ryan marked for death.
Right? I've got these beanbags are fireballs, and I'm going to beat the brakes off you with these things. It's just, I would love to do that. Cosplaying would be cool. I have a friend that does it. She makes all of her own outfits. She travels around to cons, wins competitions and stuff. There's a lot of work. A lot of work. Oh, I'm sorry I'm boring you about this. There's a lot of work.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's really interesting. There's a lot of work that's got to go into it. Obviously, you've really got to become a master of all trades there.
It's an art for sure.
For sure.
Then you got to learn to sew. You've got to learn all these techniques. to
Also, though,
paint.
you got to because there's so many people that do it. You got to find something niche enough but recognizable enough.
Yeah.
That's,
or just do what you like. But yeah, there's
Well, how many more Darth Mauls do people need to see?
True. I
know?
think I would pick something like a
Chie Take.
right. I would do she or there's a lot of little characters that you love.
Peter
right?
Griffin.
No, Peter Griffin. There's a guy who
Yeah,
wrote-
no.
who con- and
He sounds and looks just like
Yeah.
him.
but that's the thing.
Is that cosplay though?
Yes.
Is that considered
But
cosplay?
yeah, because he's playing that character. But the thing is like
He
he's
almost
kind of
is that character.
he's pigeonholed himself.
Yeah.
He will
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
not be Peter Griffin.
Unfortunately.
For me, I don't know. I'd have to think, but like, there's a couple video game characters I think I'd really like. Like for
That guy could be Ted, the teddy bear. If he dressed as a teddy bear, it's the same voice. You never know if you dressed as a teddy bear. What?
what?
It's true.
Oh, well,
The movie Ted,
about-
with Seth MacFarlane stuff.
never seen it. What's it about?
It's about a teddy bear who's like alive. It's really funny.
Is he a black bear or
No,
Whoa,
just like your
whoa,
normal.
whoa, whoa.
Oh.
North American black bear? North American black bear.
No, just your normal teddy bear. Looks like kind of like the Downy bear.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
They
You've
smuggles-
never seen Ted? I thought
No.
you were a fan of Seth MacFarlane's.
I think I've seen it once.
Yeah.
I generally Marky Mark is like hit or miss for me. You know,
Don't call him Marky Mark.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Don't call him Marky Mark. That's the name of his
Well, he and I aren't.
autobiography.
We're not like friends, so I can call him whatever I want.
No, you didn't read his autobiography.
Well,
Don't call
you're
me Marky
absolutely
Mark.
right. I didn't. It was probably a picture book.
I like
no
you.
offense, Marky Mark. I'm sure
Oh my God!
I like you, Mr. Wahlberg.
you've made some of my favorite movies, but you've also made some of the worst movies. I think Rockstar. I fucking love it.
I don't think I've seen.
That's one of my
that. I
favorite
don't think
movies I've ever
it.
seen. It's not great, but it's entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
And he was pretty damn good in it, you know. So, but then there's The Happening,
Yeah.
you know, which probably wasn't his fault.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
being
think it was
honest.
his fault. Do you ever see the other guys with Will Ferrell?
Boogie Nights was really
I
good.
like the other guys.
Yeah.
The other guys,
Boogie Nights, yeah, that was a good.
yeah,
One.
the other guy, yeah.
I like his branch into comedy.
Yeah.
To be honest, I thought he did a good job with his comedy, going into all the funny stuff.
What was he? What
feel like
else was he
that's-
in with Will Ferrell? Something else. Where they were. He was just like Will Ferrell was his wife's new husband or something, or the vice versa.
Yeah,
and
it
they-
was it's not the other guys. It's like the
And then there was a sequel to it too.
Yeah.
with the father,
Where they're
Mel
both-
Gibson,
yeah.
and
Meet the Fockers.
yeah. Bob does not like that one. I thought it was funny. He
Meet the
does not like
Fockers?
it. Yeah,
hilarious.
I don't think I've seen it.
Meet the Fockers, not Meet the
That's
Parents.
that's a sequel to Meet
yes,
the Parents.
correct.
Yeah, I never saw.
Oh,
the
Meet the
sequel.
Oh yeah, Meet the Fockers. That was good.
Yeah, that had
Dustin Hoffman.
Hoffman.
and
I gotta
Streisand.
say,
Barbara Streisand.
when that Meet the Parents first came out, and
was
the first time you heard his last name was Fokker.
Focker.
That's pretty funny.
I've got nipples. Greg, can you milk me? Gaylord Fokker.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ, Fokker!
I remember seeing that in the movie theater and laughing
Yeah.
so hard.
Yeah.
I actually remember where I saw it too, Scotia. The Scotia movie.
I remember where you were the first time you saw Meet the Family.
Meet the Parents.
Meet the Parents.
Wow. Embarrassing.
Do you guys fidget? And if you do, like, how does it express itself?
Yes, but hold on. Would you con?
Oh,
cosplay?
cosplay.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I don't think so.
No.
I just don't think I would put the effort in.
Would you
not
go to,
into,
like-
I'm not into that much that stuff.
You
Would
know
you
what?
go to like a con though, like a train con, and dress up as a conductor?
No.
John, would you?
I
dress
think he
up
should
as
go
a-
as He-Man and just wear a loincloth.
Yeah. would you go as like a Baldur's Gate character?
If I was to cosplay, who would I go as? I don't know. I never thought. There might have been a time I would have said like, you know, a Jedi or something. Or like, Fox Mulder, but he's just wearing a suit. You know, it's kind of boring. One time,
Dan Aykroyd from Spies Like Us.
or Dan Aykroyd from Ghostbusters. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I could do that. Couple of Halloweens ago, more than a couple, I don't know. Tara was a ladybug. It was a cute costume, and what I wanted to do was go as Fox Mulder, who was on an X-File, you know, trying to track down
Giant ladybug.
giant ladybug. I was gonna have a case file and stuff with me. I didn't do it. I didn't have a suit at the time.
Turns out it was a lot of work.
A lot of effort to just throw together a costume. I didn't go to the party. I just
what I'm
stayed
saying,
just
like-
stayed home and smoked pot by myself.
It was a really good. It was a really funny idea for an outfit, but
Yeah.
But even like Halloween.
Yeah, I never.
I mean, I get dressed up now because of Natalie and stuff, but it's just like,
yeah,
I don't plan ahead.
fine.
You know, and I don't have things in my closet that constitute a costume.
true.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't. Haven't really dressed for Halloween in a long time.
Instead
But would
you-
I?
Instead
Maybe.
you just do weed.
I don't. Yeah, I don't do weed anymore.
That's my John Button only.
Yeah, that's for John. But I probably would cosplay as what I don't know.
Oh, it's got to speak to you. You know, it's got to
Yeah.
be some character or
Something
that you
funny,
really
maybe.
identify with though too.
That I identify with, huh?
Yeah, I think that's a big one, right? Because you got
Laura Croft, maybe.
Yes.
Tomb Raider.
PlayStation Tomb Raider
I like
with the pointy.
No, I like the modern trilogy that just came out most recently. They're really good games.
Yeah,
Dan, if you played video games, you'd probably like
Yeah.
it.
yeah. Dan, just nod.
Yeah. Lara Croft.
Lara Croft.
I know enough about that.
Nathan Drake.
I'm not really a Batman guy, but I think it'd be awesome to like wear a really authentic Batman costume.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That has to be cool. You know?
What you do with the Joker? Hey, get the voice down.
Yeah.
Harvey Dent, can he be Tracy?
That was really good.
So
That was-
a lot of my life growing up, between the age of like 17 and 24, I'd play video games online with people that you meet. And
Sure.
eventually we'd form friendships where some of these guys I'm still friends with to this day. One of them, a couple of them watch the channel. Kevin, Jess still watches it. But my buddy Kevin, who lives in Michigan, he, I don't know what that was, but that was like, there was a very long time in Call of Duty where that's all we would do is like Batman voice at each other.
Mm.
And that,
That's
like,
funny.
we just, Harvey Dent, can he be trusted?
You
Where's
got,
the Joker?
you got the lisp in there
The lisp.
too.
That's the key.
It's really good.
That's
the key.
I really try to emulate Pete Holmes from when he was on College Humor doing Bad Man.
Have you guys seen the Batman fires?
Yes, with Pete Holmes, and that's I love it when he does that.
He's
stuff.
funny. He had another show that was really good. Like, what was it when he was in New York trying to become a comedian? It was like must have been called Roommates or something like that, or I forget what the show is called, but it was starring him and Pete Holmes, and it was really good.
Yeah, he's pretty fun. I like him.
He has his moments. He's got some.
What
funny
has he
stuff.
been in? I don't even know who he is. Pete Holmes.
Pete Holmes, I think you know him if you saw him.
Yeah. What? Like what a like.
He kind of looks like he'd be like the perfect Ronald McDonald if you were to put like the
Yes.
makeup on him.
Is he in a lot of memes or anything?
I don't think so. You know what a meme is? What's your favorite meme right now?
Ooh, right now.
It's the one with it's the guy is like, I helped out here and I helped out here, and then this guy from somewhere goes, I didn't do.
First of all, that's I Think You Should Leave. It's a phenomenal show.
Is that him though? That's
yes,
not the guy.
that is Tim Robinson.
No, that's
from,
not
I
Pete
think-
Holmes though.
No, that's
Okay.
Tim Robinson. I've been begging you guys for years to please watch I Think You Should Leave. It is hilarious. It is very specific. It is so funny. The Detroiters, also Tim Robinson, phenomenal. He's so funny. I Think You Should Leave is like a sketch comedy. And it's just, dude,
I'm a fan of sketch comedy, so I'll have to check that out.
it's the newest season that they came out with wasn't as good.
Where's
but
that
that's
streaming?
First season. It's on Netflix. And it's dude, it's funny.
I think we could do a sketch comedy short.
Good.
I think,
Probably could.
I think we probably could if we wanted to put the effort to doing it.
A lot of effort.
A lot of effort.
A lot of writing.
You know what?
I need somebody who can like direct.
I think the hardest part of it all would be just to get everybody here at one time.
I know.
Just
Like
scheduling,
impossible.
Fucking adults and
right?
responsibilities.
See, you'd have to do like a skit that's like 2 people at a time.
If there was money involved, it'd probably be a lot easier.
I mean, we do have the screenplay for the best beef jerky.
Dude, I love that. I think about that all the time, that commercial. That's so funny. Dan's character is just a big stupid idiot.
Thanks.
Am I supposed to eat this half of the beef jerky? What about if we eat the other half of the beef jerky? Does it matter what end
Why
you
am I
eat?
the big stupid idiot?
I thought I made Ryan.
when he plugged it in.
I thought I made Ryan a big stupid idiot,
Well,
but
Ryan made himself a big stupid idiot for not being here.
he's hanging out with his other friends.
Yeah. Imagine having
We
other
upgraded.
friends.
We upgraded tonight. This is nice.
Great.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
Well, yeah.
I'm
well,
glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm here too. This is
big
great.
time, big time. So my favorite meme, I think it's not really a question, but I think I mention it every time.
This is a question.
It gets me every time, and it's so cute. You guys know the cover or the movie poster for the original Jaws,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Like the red font, and it's got the shark
You
coming
like
up.
the dog coming up with boop?
and it's no, instead of Jaws, it says Teefs,
Teefs, that's right.
and then it's got like the golden retriever snout coming up.
Oh.
yeah, that's a funny one.
It's my favorite, and it's been my favorite for like 5 years.
No, Teefs is a good one. I consider myself like
Somewhat of a connoisseur.
I'm terminally online.
Yeah.
So I send a lot of memes.
I
out.
send a lot of memes.
So
to
it's
you guys.
very curated to like, I'll send at these certain memes to Kate.
You don't send any memes to me ever. Why not?
Well, it's just difficult to send on Instagram to like copy link and then
Go to the chat.
So the ones I do send on the chat, I think are very topical.
I just
and
pull the
funny.
ones off. Like they're not even memes though; they're gifs.
Some, yeah.
Is that the same thing or no?
No. So like
What's the difference?
I think a GIF could be a meme, but I think for the most
could be.
part, yeah.
Well, what's the difference?
So,
What's-
like,
how do-
GIF's
how-
just
how
an
do-
animated
a GIF is
thing.
anything animated. It can be from like a movie, a show.
But a meme has
Right.
it's like an image with like a caption or something.
Could be, or it's like a video, right? Where like the thing that I keep sending to you guys, and now it's like the last thing I sent was Gandalf doing it, but usually it's the big fat guy from Spider-Man. Who's the big fat boss from Spider-Man? It's like Kingpin.
Kingpin, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I sent it all the time. Every time it pops up,
Is he
I'll send it to you
Spider-Man? He's not
guys.
Spider-Man. Isn't he?
I think it's Spider-Man.
I've always been more of a DC guy.
Well,
No, it's,
he's like, it's not about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the Mets. Let's go Mets. Hit a home run, baby.
Daredevil. He's more Daredevil now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great show too. But and then he like switches to like him in City Field with like a Mets hat on. And then I just sent you guys one that's like Lord of the Rings. That's like Sauron being like, it's not about the money, Gandalf. It's about the Mets. Let's go Mets. Hit a home run, baby.
On the subject of the Lord of the Rings, I just watched
I was thinking
over the
about
course
watching
of like 3 weeks the 3 extended cuts.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
when I was going to bed, I'd watch like an hour a night, and I haven't seen them since probably like 2008. It's been that long. They were better than I remembered.
Yeah.
They're phenomenal. And the answer, what is your favorite Lord of the Rings trilogy movie? And why is it the Two Towers? There's no other answer.
No, I think it has to be the Fellowship of the Ring for me, because first, and I forgot her name. Whoever the character that Kate Blanchett played,
Galadriel.
big crush.
This guy here is like the biggest anti-nerd except
Well, I
for
never-
Lord of the Rings.
I know. I like pop culture.
You love Lord of the Rings.
I love Lord of Yeah.
I love that. That's
But
so
it
great.
takes a special memory to
I actually
remember.
want to read the books
They're good.
again.
They're good.
Again, okay.
Yeah.
Have you
I
read,
haven't read them in like.
have you read
since the
Game
mo-
of Thrones?
No.
Have you read the Silmarillion?
No, I want to read that too, but I don't know if.
Have you read the Necronomicon?
No.
Don't read the Necronomicon. Don't even open it.
Is that a
I learned all about that stuff from
Evil
South
Dead
Park.
thing?
Yeah.
Isn't that like a Cthulhu and stuff?
I don't know.
Cthulhu.
That's what South Park
Yeah,
comes back to.
The Necronomicon. It's the Evil Dead series.
Oh, okay.
so
Phenomenal.
good.
So-
Army of Darkness. I love
Just
that
know
movie.
from
Yeah.
South Park.
Yeah, the Silmarillion's like
Have you read it?
parts of it.
Yeah, I heard it's hard to read.
It's very Shakespearean. So I have like then they released books that are like cuts of it about specific things. So like probably my favorite story out of it is Beren and Luthien.
yeah.
And that's out of the Silmarillion, and they combine like the stories of Beren and Luthien and like Juan, General of the Dogs.
Yup.
Like, why don't they ever bring up this dude, right?
I think that would be an awesome title to have. Like, I want to be John, the General of the Dogs.
Well, you're not a dog. Juan is a dog. He's a giant
Well,
dog.
you don't
Like
have
a-
to be the General of the
He
Dogs.
is. He's like a giant.
Well,
he's
what if my
basically like a
spell was I
wolfhound.
can talk to dogs and I could be the General?
You're
Was
not
he the one
Juan.
that snuck in and helped? Didn't
Yes,
he help
so-
Luthien kill?
Yes, he helped him
Morgoth?
kill
Are we?
Morgoth. and-
Are people tuning out right now?
No, not at all. This is and with Tivoli, the Lord of the Cats.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, the cat.
Small
guy,
cats
too.
or big cats or both?
I think he's a big cat.
Because big cats are the scariest living organisms.
I
There's
think
a,
he's a small cat but big.
I learned a lot about that stuff from a YouTube channel.
No,
yeah.
you can learn.
There's
a lot.
yeah.
But Juan, I want to get a tattoo of him. He's probably my favorite. The dog. The gist is the dog can speak,
Yeah.
but he can only speak 3 times, and on the 3rd time he dies. And
So you get like maybe 3 sentences and then you're out.
yep,
It's got to be really important stuff.
yep. And
Yeah.
Juan is
You know who I wish had that?
Huan. I think it's Huan.
I wish-
Yeah.
I wish Ryan had that.
You're calling him Juan.
curse.
Well, I'm not saying Juan. I'm saying Juan. Huan. I think it's Huan. Yeah, I want to get a tattoo for him, but it's he's profound. In that story, he's really cool. I like him.
I feel like we're losing the 3 people that are watching this podcast.
If
right
you don't go read Beren and Luthien, what is a real love story, then you
can we put a link in the description?
You can
have
YouTube
to
it.
buy it.
YouTube
Yeah, you can
Nerd
YouTube
of the Rings.
Nerd of the Rings.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that your webisode? You got like a series of
It's the guy I watch.
It's Dan's nickname.
no nerd
Nerd of the
nerd with an H.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Okay. Well, I guess that just about wraps us up here on the Garage Podcast, Humanity's Last Broadcast. I am your host, John Quackenbush, and with me tonight, again, Brendan Quackenbush and Dan Townsend, 2 excellent guys. Is there anything you guys want to say before we head out?
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Good time.
Our pleasure.
Yeah. Anything I want to say? Make sure you're nice to people and put your
Yeah.
carts back into the cart bay,
Yeah.
please. There's no law saying you have to.
Be a good driver.
Use your blinker. You know what a
Just
blinker
be a
is?
good driver.
Yeah.
Don't be in a rush.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Leave earlier. Get there 15 minutes early. So if you're late, you're still on time.
There you go.
Find a parking lot to pull over to check your cell phone. Not
True.
just pull over in the middle of the road.
Yep.
Or just do it while driving. Don't do that.
And be mindful of others because you never know what they're going through. So
Right.
everybody, take care of your neighbors and
Thank you.
thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. This is going to be the gem leading us out. It's a good one.
I was really stoned when I wrote this.
Thanks, guys. See you in the next one.